Hi, I'm Roop Loomba, currently working for Philips Lighting India Limited as the General Manager Legal. I started my career around 16 years back. I started as a practicing counsel, and I worked for a year in a chamber of a criminal lawyer to learn about the basics of law. And after a year, I ventured out on my own, came up on the panel of 4 government corporations, plus I had some private clientele on the criminal side of law. And I began practicing in the arbitration tribunals, in the high courts, on the writ petitions. And before starting my corporate career with Castrol India Limited as the IP counsel. I hold a Bachelor's Degree in Science. However, I switched over to law as a subject because I find this profession to be the most powerful profession, which enables you as an individual to fight for the rights of others. In law college, I was very driven and I participated in the moot courts so that I could pick up the practical aspects of arguments and also to hone on my analytical skills. And besides this, I would also visit courts to watch the proceedings and learn from there. I did not have any mentor to start with. I was very driven myself, and unless you have a hunger in your own self, you will not be able to shape your own career. I believe each one has to author or shape their own careers. Having worked for 16 years in the industry, I would advise the young budding lawyers or the students in the law department to first join a law office or a law firm before starting their corporate career, because the basics of the law, practical aspects of law, can only be picked in a law by working in a law office or by working for a law firm. Regular work begins by reading close to 100 mails, advising on mails, giving business advices in meetings or on calls. So a normal day is a mix of answering to emails, attending meetings, internal meetings with the business or external meetings with the lawyer, telephonic conversations and calls. So a normal day is spread over anywhere between 8 to 12. I began as a practicing lawyer, as I said in my introduction, and those days were the most wonderful days because I learned so much during my practice days. And then I began my corporate career with Castrol India Limited as an IP counsel. I had a flair for knowing more about IP and with tricks coming in. So I joined Castrol India Limited as the IP counsel, and I was the Northern Region Manager, IP Manager, and I had to strategize on the anti-counterfeit strategy for Castrol India Limited. It was not an easy role because there were a lot of threats coming from counterfeit manufacturers and dealers. So I think I owe a lot to my seniors who encouraged me, guided me through to deal with these situations, and it was a learning experience before joining Hindustan Unilever. So my next organization was Hindustan Unilever. Again, it was like going back to the university and learning a lot about practical aspects of law. There I was seeing more than 9 to 10 factories in the northern region, and for the compliances, for the labor litigation, for daily advices, and then of course strategic business advices, the distribution disputes, and trainings to the business to sensitize them more about business. It was more of a mini general counsel role. So a great experience to work with HUL. After HUL, I moved to Deyfrus. That is a commodity company which is altogether a different industry. I had to start the legal department. I started the legal department. I was heading the legal department before moving on to Philips Electronics India Limited. I joined Philips Electronics India Limited as the Consumer Lifestyle Counsel, was involved in the divestment of the stereo systems, and that was again a great learning experience. The first time that I was involved in this divestment experience, and again a very good learning experience. A lot of autonomy to perform my role, a lot of autonomy to bring in creativity around my role. So one of the best days of my professional life. After Philips Electronics India Limited, I moved to Whirlpool as their General Manager Legal for the India territory was India that I was overseeing. And after Whirlpool, I again rejoined Philips in a bigger role, which was as the lighting counsel for India subcontinent, which was India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and was involved in their high-stake litigation, and so I was supporting them in their high-stake litigation, won various awards for my role in Philips lighting, and won CEO awards for collaborating with the business in high-stake tenders and rendering those advices. I was also involved in their negotiation of various high-stake contracts. Again, a learning experience on the contractual side. So for a lawyer, the learning experience never ends, no matter what stage of your career is. The various business challenges as far as in-house lawyer or a corporate lawyer faces is the diverse laws which govern various industries. While there will be some overlapping laws which govern all the industries, like the labor laws, but then there will be distinct laws which govern various industries. A food industry will be governed by a distinct food laws in India, and a consumer durable industry will be governed by a distinct law. So there are distinct laws governing the industries, and you have to be updated with those laws, and then you have to be an enabler of business while ensuring that there's complete compliance with law, but at the same time you are not stopping business, you are enabling business. And then there are various distinct state laws and bylaws which govern business. So you have to be updated and then align yourself with the business, and along with the law you have to marry business with law to enable business also, and at the same time ensure legal compliance also. Yes, we do work with external lawyers. They are our extended arms, and I don't think any in-house counsel can work without their extended arms. So in the criteria for evaluating any law firm, various industries have various criteria for evaluating a law firm, but one basic criteria is the domain knowledge. Today's in-house counsels are very much aware of laws themselves. So they sit across the table when they chat up with external firms or lawyers. They discuss various aspects impacting the business, and they ask for solutions, and that is where the domain knowledge of a firm, external firm or an external lawyer comes in, and that is how the evaluation is done. I think liberalization in any industry is welcome because it fosters healthy competition amongst the industry members. However, having said the same, I feel any foreign firm who comes into India, even if India is governed by common laws and is a signatory of various treaties like treaties on intellectual property rights, still foreign lawyers will have to take complete support from Indian lawyers because Indian laws are a little more complex than foreign laws. I think people are not much aware of their rights in India. So legal fraternity, both youngsters and senior people can collaborate and go around creating awareness to normal citizens, especially in the rural areas, because I feel mainly people in the rural areas are not aware of their rights at all. And it's not only about rights. I think India also needs to be educated about their duties. So it's a mix of both rights and duties. And I think we will be a better nation if people are made aware of both their rights and duties. I'm looking forward to entering into a more challenging role which takes me to the next level. So I'm open to both opening my own practice, and I'm also looking at a couple of roles which further enhance my professional capabilities and take me to the next level. Thank you very much for having me on board.